Okay, hello folks. Well, this part will be a bit different than the last part. No sex or anything. At least I don't think so. My outline doesn't include it. The girl didn't have time to mess around with. The girl left the barracks. The girl left her emptied weapon behind when she left the barracks. A moment later, to find her contact. What's the guy's name again? Sam Kim. What's his full name? Fan by K. K. And his alias is the Dragon. Let's see. To find her contact, the Dragon Soldier. Fam. Wanted by list. Fam. What's his name again? Fam. Ba. Kai. A terrorist wanted in the East and West. He had been involved in the caper at Libertyburg to attack that missile storage facility. Are they missiles or rockets? Check the number. They made off with a lot of nuclear weapons. But it wasn't like only commandos had taken that place. A lot of golems involved on both sides. The Jade Underground lost quite a few of its best golems and their pilots. They call them pilots and golems. Thankfully, the Vulgans were kind enough to lend the underground quite a few of them in their endless quest to undermine the West, the hated West. The girl, the Jade Underground, had no plans to attack the Vulgan territory, including their various little puppet states. Yeah, little puppets. I remember if I mentioned Latvia. You know, there's a lot of countries. A lot of countries were created after the end of World War I. And, you know, should I list them all? Like, there was quite a few of them. Even in the Middle East, there was a few new ones, I think. Though, technically, those were... I don't know. Did Syria was it actually called Syria, or was it just considered part of France? I don't know. Just going by what I remember from that video game I play, Hearts of Iron, which doesn't depict Egypt as being its own country. It depicts it all as British territory. Probably because the AI is buggy and sometimes it doesn't defend its territory properly. Like, you'll look at the imagine old line is Germany and there won't be any troops defending it. It's It's kind of weird. Let's see. AI in general is pretty bad in that game. Wish it had more competent AI. But then if it was competent AI, it might outwit me. I'm not the brightest knife in the drawer, you know? There's puppet states. There's nothing more infuriating than being outsmarted by an AI, is there? No, definitely not. At least when you're outsmarted by a human, well, yeah, well, humans are supposed to be. Well, a lot of people, there probably are, like, about 1 billion people on Earth smarter than you, unless you're, like, the smartest person on Earth. But someday, time will come to repay the Vulgans. We're standing in the Jade Nation's way. In the Jade Nation's, in the Jade Empire's way. By not submitting to Jade rule and putting up a very vicious fight that continued till the end, from the start to the end of the war. The Jade lost their foothold, all their footholds on the European continent. The girl was kind of surprised that the Vulgans didn't follow them back to their continent and take part in the Great Invasion, Operation Dreadnought. The girl was only 18. The late Palmer had thought she was 20. So she didn't remember the Jade War. She was technically alive in it during it. She was on the Jade continent. She was probably lucky. She was lucky to not get killed. Was not killed during Operation Dreadnought. A lot of women and children were mercilessly gunned down by the invaders. Well, you know, they were probably vengeful about all the mass murder and whatnot. Not that you can justify it. But the Christian in me say, no one has the right to take another person's life. Well, you know, things don't go as... We can't, you know, that's the thing about this world. We can't live by the Bible, you know. Plus, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible that we probably shouldn't live by today, because there's a lot of stuff that only applies to ancient times, you know, like stoning people for adultery and selling slaves and such. Plus, there's a lot of killing in the Bible, and it's usually the kind of killing that I feature in my stories. You know, people fighting each other. Not so much murder, which is just like going into a house and killing some random people. I guess that's how I would define murder. It's like the bench book definition, killing someone who's defenseless and whatnot. Mercilessly gunned down by the invaders. The Zetan army had wrong government. The Zetan army installed the Republican government, and which was their puppet. They put most of the old government on trial, executed them, many of them. The rest were serving life in prison, life terms. Only a few have been pardoned after much political effort by some of their friends in government. The Zetan army was at war with the Jade, Kamja Klek. Though they didn't, there was no formal declaration. It seemed that formal declarations of war were a thing of the past. These days, armies just showed up, governments just sent their armies wherever, and their armies wherever without approval of their legislative bodies. Let's see, these days governments just sent their armies wherever without the approval, without the rubber stamp there, without any legislative rubber stamp. Yeah, I'm a bit cynical about such things. Excuse me a moment, folks. I had a dream yesterday that Hugo Weaving died. Weird thing to dream about. So far, whenever I've dreamed a few times about celebrities dying, and usually it hasn't come true. Usually. Bambake. They're an elite operative of the Jade Underground. Oh God. Let's see. They're an elite operative of the Jade Underground. Had many grievances. It says with the Jade, with the Zetan government and Celian government. They had killed his sister, Bakla. What's her name? Jeez, just give me a second, folks. Someone's talking to me. They killed his sister Bakla, who was a superhuman. Kengai. Kengai was a superhuman, allegedly on par with Dominique Richington. Was a superhuman, allegedly on par. Unfortunately, Fan Ba Kai had no powers of his own besides his skill infiltration. He had infiltrated the base with other agents. This team of men, disguised as Jade, they had to wear makeup and contact lenses, since Klekons looked quite different from the Jade, who didn't look like any other Asians in the world. The girl supposed, face-wise, they looked most like the Japanese, but that was the extent of their similarities with the other races. Bam and his team were at the outpost. They had been there since this morning. At the scheduled time, they began going about neutralizing guards in their path using suppressed pistols. Pham was the commander of had been been promoted to general rank within the Jade Underground, and was the man in charge of the effort to seize the Jade MCRF. She's the MCRF. Their goal was to capture a superhuman and capture a superhuman at the facility. A girl in cryogenic sleep, known as the Sleeper. The Jade Underground had the girl heard that it was possible to wake up. The girl heard that it was possible to wake up the girl heard that it was possible to wake up the Sleeper. Possible to wake up the Sleeper. And they had, the Underground had someone who could control her. It would be a shame to wake her up and it would be a shame to wake her up just to get vaporized by her great powers, which were allegedly on par with Dominique Bridgington's. That was a reason why she was in. That was the reason why she was in cryogenic sleep, because her powers. She apparently couldn't control. She couldn't control her powers when she was awake. And there was fear of her going bad. The girl wondered why they didn't just kill the Sleeper in her sleep. Let's see, just a second. Let's see. Headed out. This guy's smiling at the guards passing her by. Now I'm headed for the barracks. The girl slunk off into some shadows, headed to the rear of one of the buildings, the bigger buildings. As she expected, she found Fan Bai Kai waiting for her. He had a suppressed 10mm pistol raised, and if she hadn't been who she was, he would have liquidated her. Actually, as soon as he saw she was a comrade, he lowered the weapon. Signing off here, folks. Have a nice day.